Hey everyone, welcome back to Rock Talk. I know it's been a little while. Had some issues with my laptop, and I ended up deleting my first four videos by accident and couldn't recover them. So the only one I have on my channel right now is my last one, which was episode 4, I think. So this will be episode 5, and a few other channels that I watch. There's some good topics, and one of them recently was top 10 opening tracks. So I'm going to go over mine right now. These aren't necessarily my top 10 favorite. These are just top 10 that I thought of right off the bat when this subject came up on other channels. So I'm going to go through mine 10 through 1, not necessarily, like I said, these may not be my top 10 favorite opening tracks of the genre, but they're 10 fantastic opening tracks that, like I said, just off the top of my head when I was thinking of this list a couple weeks ago. But I want to start off with number 10 will be a song called Rising Force off of Yngwie Malmsteen's Odyssey album from 1988. This album features Joe Lynn Turner, the great Joe Lynn Turner. This is probably Yngwie's most commercial and I would think his most successful album for being the most accessible out there at the time, especially. But that's Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force at number 10. At number 9 is this is a guitar player who had his own group called the Michael Schenker Group. And then in 1986, he had a singer that he hired, and then I don't know what the deal was at the time, but they ended up changing the name to Macaulay Schenker Group. So they still went by MSG. So if you're familiar with Michael Schenker's previous stuff, they still went by MSG, but the initials stood for Macaulay Schenker Group instead of Michael Schenker Group. They ended up doing 3 albums, 3 fantastic, my 3 favorite from Michael Schenker. Very, very of the times, especially this album, the debut album from Macaulay Schenker Group from 1987, and the opening track was "Gimme Your Love." Now, this was a video as well on MTV. Fantastic song, very commercial, sing-along chorus. Yeah, fantastic. The whole album is great, as well as the Yngwie Malmsteen album, the whole thing. But yeah, so that was MSG, Gimme Your Love from 1987's Perfect Timing album. At number 8, we're going to go with a, this is their, I think, their either, not their song, this is their second album, but I think they had, like, they might have had a couple, maybe an album of demos or something beforehand, but this is from their sophomore album called Turn on the Screw, and the opening track is also called Turn on the Screw. The band is Dirty Looks. The album was 1989, Turn on the Screw. Opening track, Turn on the Screw. Very AC. If you're a fan of AC/DC, if you're not familiar with this group, the singer has that kind of voice, plus they very simple chords and stuff like that, but very catchy at the same time. I think more catchy than most AC. Even though AC/DC is very catchy, a lot of their songs are very catchy, but I feel that this was like the choruses were more. They had more background vocals than AC/DC did on their choruses. But yeah, that's Dirty Looks, Turn on the Screw from 1989. At number 7, this band's been around for a very long time, early 70s. They became more successful in the 80s, all over MTV, big hits. This is from, I'd say this is probably, well, I wouldn't say their most successful album, but I think this album really put them on the map. The previous two had some videos and singles and hits, but I feel that this album put them on the map. And this band is the Scorpions. The opening track is "Bad Boys Running Wild" from 1984. "Love at First Sting" had "Rock You Like a Hurricane" and "Still Loving You." "Bad Boys Running Wild," I believe, was also a single. Like I said, this was my real introduction to the band. Even though shortly after, of course, I heard songs from Blackout and. Off the top of my head, I can't even think of the other one. But they had hits like "No One Like You" and "The Zoo." But I feel that this album from 1984 really put them on the map, and then they went up from there for the rest of the 80s and early 90s as well. But "Bad Boys Running Wild," "Love at First Sting" by the Scorpions from 1984. Next album, another band. This is one of my favorite bands of all time. This is from my favorite album from them, from 1990, from Rat's Detonator album. This is the opening track called "Shame, Shame, Shame." Starts off with a little intro, then kicks into the actual track. But fantastic album. Love it. Of course, it's Rat. My top 3 favorite band for me. But yeah, Rats, 1990s Detonator, and the opening track, "Shame, Shame, Shame." Next up at number 5, this band has the guitar player and bassist have famous brothers who were in Quiet Riot, and this band is called Hurricane, from their "Slave to the Thrill" album from 1990. The opening track is "Rain of Love." The brothers that were in Quiet Riot, you obviously have Rudy Sarzo and Carlos Cavazo, and now I can't think of the 2 brothers that were in Hurricane's names, but yeah, that's Hurricane. This whole album is fantastic too, and but let me correct something here, though. On this particular album, the Sarzo brother on guitar was not on this album. They ended up bringing in Doug Aldrich. Awesome guitar player. He's almost, back then he was, well, I think he's kind of still now, kind of like a gun for hire type of thing, because he's been in a lot of stuff. He had his own band called Lion. He was in Hurricane. He played on House of Lords. I believe it was the second album. What else was he in? He had another band, Bad Mood Rising. He ended up joining Whitesnake in Whitesnake's later career, and then a bunch of other side projects and stuff like that. But fantastic guitar player, fantastic song, fantastic album. That is Hurricane, "Slave to the Thrill" from 1990, "Rain of Love." Number 4, another fantastic band, been around, still around. I know they're touring still. They haven't put out any new material in a while. The lead singer had some health issues. Then he did some solo albums. But this was my introduction. I think this is their second full-length album, I believe. A friend had bought this cassette and played it in the car, and I think we were like 4 or 5 other friends in the car. We all going somewhere, and he put this on, and we were all just like, "Holy shit!" The whole album is great, but the opening track from this 1987 album called "Future World," and the opening track is also called "Future World," and it's from Pretty Maids. This is definitely a driving song. You're driving down the highway, and you put this song on, and it's just fantastic. But like I said, they've been around for a long time. I'm a big fan, mainly of their earlier stuff. They've kind of gotten heavier in I'd say the last 20 years or so. Still put out great stuff, but just definitely heavier. But their two initial albums in the '80s, this one and their next one is actually my favorite album from them overall. That goes by two different names, one from overseas and then the American version. Excuse me. But that is Future World, off of Future World by Pretty Maids from 1987. Next up at number 3, yeah, this one I saw the video. This is what I saw the video for the. This is what got me into the band. I saw the video on MTV, and he's got a certain image and all that. But then he was. I saw. If you've ever seen Decline of Western Civilization, the Metal Years. His band was in that. The band is called Lizzie Borden. The opening track is Me Against the World from 1987's Visualize. Another one where I play this album whenever I put this in. I just play it right through. I don't skip a track. But as far as an opening tracks go, Me Against the World, I saw the video. Definitely changed styles. Went a little bit more commercial for this album compared to their previous couple of albums, which was definitely more like metal. And I'm not saying this isn't metal, but it's commercial metal, where it's catchy sing-along choruses and stuff like that. Once again, that's Lizzie Borden's Me Against the World off of Visualize from 1987. Number 2, another top 10 favorite band for me, a top singer for me. This song is off my favorite album from them. This is actually my favorite song from them, but it happens to end up being the opening track for this album, so it works out great. The band is Great White. The album is Once Bitten, and the opening track is Lady Red Light from 1987. To me, this is their best album. Their most commercial hard rocking album. Stuff before that was a little harder. Stuff after that ended up being a little bit more bluesy, which I still love them. Mark Kendall's a underrated guitar player. A lot of people are iffy. Either you like I guess you can be on the fence. I guess there are people that are on the fence, but I love Great White. There's people that love Great White, and there's people that are just a little especially after this album where they went more a little bit more blues in their songs, but I didn't find it to be too much where it threw me off. But that's Great White's Lady Red Light off of Once Bitten from 1987. And my number 1 on this particular 10 for opening tracks is a top 3 band for me. Top 3 guitarist, a top 10 vocalist. This is my favorite album from them. This album is on my top 10. And this is my number 1 opening. This probably could be my actual number 1 favorite opening track out of all opening tracks. This is from 1987's Dokken, Back for the Attack with Kiss of Death. This whole album, every song, Don kills it. George kills it. The rhythm section kills it. Jeff Pilson on backing vocals. Crunchy guitars, the guitar solos, the big background sing-along choruses on this album. It's just fantastic. So like I said, Dokken, Back for the Attack from 1987's, and it's Kiss of Death as the opening track. I shared this with one of the other channels that I watch in their comment section. But I like I said, I was trying to get back on my feet here with my computer and all that, and like I said, losing my other videos kind of put me aside, and I was like, but I just like talking about this stuff, and this is my way of doing it. Like I said, I watch other videos, other people's channels and stuff like that, and I comment, and there's a little bit of back and forth with the commentary, but this is my way of just putting it out there, and if people watch, like I said, if people watch it, that's fantastic. So put in the comments below some of your favorites. They don't have to be your top 10 favorites, but give me some of your favorites, favorite opening tracks from the hard rock, hair metal. I don't even mind some metal. You don't have to do thrash or anything like that. But if you want to throw in Maiden and Priest and stuff like that, for you can put your opening tracks in from those bands too. I listen to all that stuff. I'm not strictly just hair metal, even though that is my number one choice of listening pleasure. But like I said, I can go from Survivor and Journey and Foreigner to the stuff in between: Poison, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, and then I go to Maiden and Priest and Savatage and Halloween. So my spectrum's a little wide, but what I really like to talk about most of the time is the hard rock hair metal of the 80s, early 90s. But I'm all over the place. I could do some videos of other styles. I could do top 10 AOR or what have you. But yeah, like I said, hopefully people like this topic and share some of your thoughts and your picks for opening tracks. So once again, like I said, I had some issues. Hopefully, I think I say this after every video that hopefully I get back on track and I put out more videos on a regular basis. But this one I think took the longest after my last one. But like I said, I lost my first three. I think it was 3 or 4. So now this is episode 5, but on my channel you'll only see two episodes. So this is episode 2-ish. But yeah, so like, share, subscribe, comment, please. I enjoy talking about this stuff, and I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy it just as much. So please, like I said, keep rocking, and hopefully we can communicate through the comments with some stuff. So thank you for watching, and hopefully my next video won't take too long. Any suggestions on topics, I'll take. I mean, I have a list of my own that I'm trying to weed out and decide what I want to go through. Start with and continue doing. But if anybody has any suggestions on topics in this genre, of course, please don't go asking for stuff that I don't really listen to or know stuff about. But yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Rock on.